And I will take the Cleveland Browns. What'd you say about the battle between you and Mike?
It's just like Pittsburgh and Cleveland. I don't mind losing, but not to him.
Well, get ready, because here I come.
We got to go. Randy Cross will join us at halftime. Browns and Steelers coming up from Pittsburgh. We'll send it to Marv Albert and Paul McGuire for the call right after these words from your local station.
In Steel Country, the Mills create the greatest heat. That is, unless the Browns and Steelers are in the same stadium. For if it's true that familiarity breeds contempt, then Cleveland and Pittsburgh are surely bitter foes. Two longtime rivals from the NFL's pre-merger days. Two blue-collar cities just 130 miles apart. They know each other nearly as well as they know themselves. Today, Cleveland and Pittsburgh meet yet again, but this time it's with playoff survival at stake. For the Steelers, who have rekindled the glory of the 70s steel curtain defense. It is not the legendary Mean Joe Green, but a 90s version featuring Kevin Green. And the incomparable Rod Woodson at the heart of a unit that suffocates opponents. A one-time Brown, Bill Cowher, guided this defense to the AFC's best record and #1 seed. Perhaps no team knows this better than Cleveland. And therein lies the Browns' likely strategy. For this is a team that perseveres with a rejuvenated quarterback and precious few stars in the lineup. The Browns instead possess a quiet determination to win, which is something they failed to do twice this season versus Pittsburgh. And now, with just 8 teams remaining in the race for the Super Bowl, both the Browns and Steelers hope to advance while savoring the notion of sending the other home for the season. A raucous scene here at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh for this AFC divisional playoff matchup. For Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Neil O'Donnell, it's been an up-and-down season, but he has played well in recent weeks. While Cleveland Browns quarterback Vinny Testaverde comes off a near-flawless performance in last week's wild-card playoff victory over New England. But the philosophy of both teams is the same. They don't want their quarterbacks to force the issue. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert, along with Paul McGuire. Yes, there are major similarities in style between the Browns and the Steelers, but Paul, it has come down to this. Both teams are here because of their defense.
Yeah, this should be the best defensive game we've seen all year. Now, 2 all-pro linebackers, Kevin Green and Greg Lloyd, lead the most feared defense in the National Football League, the Pittsburgh Steelers. These two guys have 24 sacks out of the 55 sacks that the Pittsburgh has. But you add in just a little bit of Rod Woodson, and you have the best defense in the league.
As for the Cleveland Browns, their defense has allowed the fewest points in the National Football League this season. A defense that has been sparked by 2 veterans with Super Bowl experience in Carl Banks and Pepper Johnson.
Well, they got Pepper Johnson and Carl Banks because of their experience. Now Pepper Johnson leads the Cleveland Browns in tackles. Carl Banks is one of the better linebackers against the tight ends in the National Football League. Now, here in Pittsburgh, they have one of the best tight ends, Eric Green, in the National Football League. This guy is 6'12", 700 pounds, and he's got to stop him.
Well, this is not a favorite location for the Cleveland Browns. They lost the first 16 times they played here at Three Rivers before breaking through in 1986. They won 4 straight, but Pittsburgh has won the last 5 here at home. Cleveland has won the toss, and they will receive head coach Bill Belichick, who guided his club to a record of 11-5 in the regular season, finishing second in the AFC Central, a game behind Pittsburgh, returning to the playoffs for the first time since 1989, and Steeler head coach Bill Cowher, the man who followed a legend, Chuck Noll, but Bill appears to be constructing his own legend. And here's the return by Metcalf. Excellent coverage by the Steelers. The tackle made by Yancey Thigpen. And here comes Vinny Testaverde, who certainly had his problems in the 2 regular season games against the Steelers, intercepted 6 times. Vinny Testaverde against the Steelers this season. And he opens up with Ernest Biner as the lone deep back. Play action. Testaverde with the long look and then goes short range, intended for the tight end, Brian Kinchen, who is covered by the outside linebacker, Kevin Green. A look at the Cleveland offensive line, a revamped offensive line that has played well. Tony Jones has had a terrific year. Doug Dawson, Steve Everett, Bob Dahl, and the man they call Zeus, Orlando Brown. Biner did start. We'll see both Horde and Biner along with Metcalf when they go double tight end. Frank Hartley, he will see a lot of action. And this is Biner getting the call, stopped by the outside linebacker Greg Lloyd. Ernest Biner, a 2-time Pro Bowl player who played very well last week. In fact, was awarded a game ball by Bill Belichick. A look at the Pittsburgh defensive line. Brenston Buckner, the rookie from Clemson, with Steed and Seals. The linebackers have had a sensational season, sparked by Green and Lloyd. And this may be the best secondary in the NFL. Woodson, Figures, Lake, and Perry. It is just shy of a first down.
You know, you look at these first 2 plays. Now, Testaverde threw the ball away, the smart thing on the first play, but he had all day to throw the ball. They go out, come up on a second play, and they have a run play. They get 9.5 yards, Marv. Right now, it looks like the offensive line is having its way with the defensive line, but it's only 2 plays.
Coming up third at about a half yard. Browns have been able to thrive with the ball control offense, very physical defense, extraordinary special teams play, penalty flags, with Orlando Brown, the right tackle, the man who appeared to make the first move.
Well, first of all, it doesn't make any sense why Orlando Brown would move, if in fact it's him.
Offensive right side of the line. 5 yards, third down.
It's a false start. Here's the thing that Belichick told us about yesterday. We can't put ourselves in trouble. I mean, we got third and about a ½ inch. Now look at this. Now here's Brown. He's moving out. This is really, here's Testaverde. Looks like a quarterback sneak, but I think they were going to hand the ball off to Biner. Why he moves so quickly, I don't know. You just have to sit there and listen to the snap count. I know it's noisy, but you have to pay attention.
It sets it back to a 3rd and 5 at the Cleveland 33. And on the slant, it's Biner picking up the first down and some additional yardage. Gary Jones coming up to make the stop. So Ernest Biner goes for 8.
Boy, they did a great job. They get Lloyd coming upfield. Now he's on the outside. Hold on a second. Right here. Watch this guy. When he goes outside, watch what happens. They just let him go. Then they block out. Right there. You see him go outside? When he gets outside, there's no problem. Tony Jones just lets him go. The hole opens up naturally. Biner gets the first down.
It is a first down at the 42. We are just underway. A minute and a half gone by. Leroy Horde now in the backfield. That's Horde. And he stopped, picking up about a yard. Chad Brown, who is a budding star in his second year out of Colorado. Number 94 getting the raps on Horde, along with number 96, the left defensive end, Brenston Buckner.
Well, you know, talking to Cleveland yesterday, and we were talking to Belichick and company, and these guys said, hey, look, at the last time we were here, we moved the ball on the Pittsburgh Steelers. But every time we got in the red zone, that's a 20-yard line in. We didn't do anything with it.
Second down play, second about 8 yards. Deep drop by Testaverde, goes sideline, and it is dropped. Wide open, Derek Alexander, not able to make the catch. He made a nice move on Deion Figures. That would have been a 21-yard advance.
The blitz was on. The offensive line picked it up very well. But now watch what Alexander does. You talk about not concentrating on the ball. It's going to go through his hands and hit him in the chest. It went right through his hands. Here comes the ball. You'll see it here. Watch this. It goes through his hands and hits him right in the shoulder pads. That's just lack of concentration.
And Paul, this is a guy who usually makes difficult catches in traffic. He's had an outstanding rookie season. third down and 8 at the 44-yard line. Testaverde eluding trouble, and it's dropped again by Alexander.
Marv, he's trying to catch the ball with his shoulder pads instead of with his hands. It's not that cold down there. If you watch what this ball does, it's the second time in a row that the ball goes through and it'll hit him on the shoulder pads. Watch here. Stop. Bang. See it? Inside. Now he has no control of the ball. He's letting the ball hit his pads first and then with his hands. He's got to catch it with his hands.
Flashing back to his days at Michigan, Derek Alexander as a senior had problems dropping the football. This is Tom Tupa back to punt. And the dangerous Rod Woodson awaits at the 15. Tupa just did get it off. And the fair catch handled by Woodson. It is a 42-yard punt, and Pittsburgh will go to the offense for the first time.
Bootness. Bootness means nothing could stop you. Not a patch of ice, not a drift of snow. It was a great idea.
These two teams, there were a pair of prevailing themes. Yancey Thigpen and Barry Foster both scoring touchdowns in the first game at Cleveland in week 2. And Barry Foster able to bring it home, one of his 5 touchdowns for the season when the teams matched up again a few weeks ago at Three Rivers Stadium. Here in Pittsburgh, Thigpen and Foster again proved to be the difference, each again scoring touchdowns in the Pittsburgh victory. As it turns out, this is the first ever meeting in the playoffs between these longtime rivals, their 91st meeting overall. The Pittsburgh Steelers starting out offensively for the first time, and it looked to be the right tackle, Leon Searcy.
False start on the center, illegal snap.
You know, it's
number
amazing.
63, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Damani Dawson, the center, is the guy that picked up. That's unusual. Testaverde telling Alexander that's okay and not meaning it.
Yes. And there is the offensive coordinator, Steve Crosby, trying to encourage the rookie from Michigan, Derek Alexander, who led the Browns in receptions during the regular season with 48. It is a 1st and 15 at the 9 off the flag on Dermontti Dawson. And it's Barry Foster, stopped by Pepper Johnson. Look at the Pittsburgh offense. A line that has done a superb job. John Jackson, Duval Love headed to the Pro Bowl, as is Dermontti Dawson for a 3rd time. Justin Strelzik and Leon Searcy. The quarterback is Neil O'Donnell. John L. Williams, 51 catches, team record for a running back this season. Barry Foster's had an injury hit year. We'll also see quite a bit of the rookie from Texas Tech, Bam Morris. So look at the receivers when they go to the 3 wide. The rookie Charles Johnson will come on. It's a 2nd and 13 at the 11. And O'Donnell able to peg it for a completion to John L. Williams. Run out of bounds by the outside linebacker Frank Stans, along with the right corner Don Griffin. A pickup of 8 on the play. A look at the Cleveland defensive unit. Rob Burnett has had an outstanding season. 10 sacks for Burnett. Bill Johnson, Michael Dean Perry headed back to the Pro Bowl after a slow start. He came on. Anthony Pleasant on the other side. The linebackers have played exceptionally well. Banks, Johnson, and Stans. Strong season for the rookie from Alabama, Antonio Langham. Griffin at the other corner. Stevan Moore, a question mark because of an ankle, is in there. Eric Turner goes to the Pro Bowl. And when they go to the extra defensive back, Benny Thompson checks in. It's a 3rd down and 5. And a rifle throw from O'Donnell. It's a 1st down, combining with Ernie Mills. Eric Turner, the free safety, on the stop. It's an 18-yard hookup.
They go to Mills. It ends up in a triple formation to Pittsburgh's right, the left of Cleveland. And all they do is they spread people out, and then they run Mills underneath. Mills is underneath all by himself by Don Griffin. On number 28, this is the match they want. Now here, you're seeing this in full speed. Watch how fast this ball gets here. That thing is in a heartbeat.
Neil O'Donnell in his 5th year out of Maryland. He is an ideal quarterback for the Steelers' conservative, run-oriented offense. And you see the run by Barry Foster. 8-yard pickup. Carl Banks, along with Bill Johnson, making the tackle.
You know, it was interesting. We were talking to Ron Earhart yesterday. We asked him, you know, what would it take for you to get out of the running game? He said, well, probably midway through the 4th quarter. And if we were down by 21.
Ron told us if Barry Foster and Bam Morris combined for 32 carries or more rushes, we feel we will win. Second down and 2 after that 8-yard run by Foster. 4.5 gone by in the first. Foster taking advantage of the hole, has a first down. Louis Riddick up to make the stop. Combination of Barry Foster and Bam Morris. Look at that. Foster 77 yards a game and Morris at 55 yards a game. They have been the most effective 1-2 combination in the NFL. Morris 836 yards rushing. Foster with 851 yards, but an injury hit year for Foster. A lot of speculation that he will not be here next season, particularly with the emergence of Morris. First down for O'Donnell. He is able to get it away. A diving catch made, and let's see if they rule it complete. Thigpen with the catch. Even if it is complete, it's a short pickup. Banks with the hit. Banks and Griffin combined to make the tackle.
It was a catch, and you're right, but you think about it. You talk about a 1-yard gain. That would have been about a 15-yard loss. It would have been 2nd and 25. Now it's 2nd and 9. Does Thigpen catch it, or is it trapped on the ground? Now here comes the ball down. It's on the ground. That is not a catch. That's a great camera work there. That's not a catch. Right from that angle, you can see it. Look at here. The ball hits the ground. Thigpen gets it and rolls over. That's where he did the smart thing, where he rolled over and shows the ball.
But it is ruled a catch. A pickup of 1, a second down and 9. Here's a sweep. Foster ramming his way inside the 40. Riddick with the tackle.
The man that makes the play is John L. Williams, number 22. There is blocking in the offensive line, but John L. Williams is the guy coming out. He is the lead blocker. Number 22. He gets a sensational block. You see him down on the ground, and also his man was down, and they pick up the first down. When you end up on Don Griffin and Foster, there is no chance. Here they come to the outside. Just good blocking by the offense. First down.
9 more yards for Foster. 4 carries, 24 yards. First down at the Cleveland 39 with 8:15 remaining. In this first quarter, there is no score. O'Donnell looking sharp, completes again. This time with the tight end, Eric Green, who was hit down by Pepper Johnson. That's a pickup of 9.
Eric Green, you've got to hit Eric Green every time he comes off the line of scrimmage. You cannot let this guy come off the line of scrimmage. He is the tight end up here on the top. You cannot let him get off free. Now see, he runs free. Pepper Johnson is the guy that has him, but he touches him about 6 yards downfield. He's already made his move. He's already in a position to catch the ball.
It's a second down and 1. 9th play of the drive for the Steelers. A drive that began on their 14. And it's Bam Morris picking up the first down. Pepper Johnson with the reps on Bam Morris. How about Bam Morris? 3rd-round draft pick. The Steelers' 2nd selection on the 3rd round. The 14th running back selected in the draft. Check this out. Look at the guys that went before Bam Morris. Well, Marshall Faulk certainly we can understand, but check this out. All those guys taken before the 91st selection overall out of Texas Tech, Bam Morris.
You never know. I'm saying, when you look at the draft, you never know what you're getting. You can see a guy physically what's going on, but you don't know what's in his heart.
Well, he passed on a senior season. That's Morris again. And a good second effort by Morris. And with some bad reps on Morris in terms of his work habits. He said it wasn't true, and things got around, and as a result, he slipped down. Morris that time stopped by the combination of Michael Dean Perry and Bill Johnson.
And Brown just trying to put some bad habits on his head. You know, it really is when you get a bad rap and it sticks with you. Then you get with a team that has great work habits like the Pittsburgh Steelers have. And I'm going to tell you something. All that stuff is forgotten. This guy is a better football player than he was, obviously, in college.
Second down and 6 at the 25. Mills flanks to the right side. O'Donnell checked him out. And now goes short range and is able to complete to John L. Williams, but it is short of a first down. Carl Banks right there. Second catch for Williams, and O'Donnell has opened up, hitting on 5 out of 5 for 41 yards.
And here they come back in now with the 4 wideouts, and when they do that, they keep John L. Williams in the game, and they take out the big tight end Eric Green, and they take out the other running back.
Bill Cowher, very very energetic, emotional coach. His greatest feat when he first took over was selling the players on his program.
Barry Foster just left the field. He didn't realize who they had. That's what happened. Barry Foster was late. They had 12 men in the huddle.
Timeout is taken when we resume 3rd and 2 down at the 21-yard line.
Is brought to you by the new Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation. By the American Express card. Don't leave home without it. By UPS, the official package delivery company of the NFL. And by Goodyear, #1 in tires.
Very clever signage. Get that, Paul? You understand what's happening here?
Fence D.
Yes, very good. It has been 25 years since Cleveland has won a playoff game on the road. 15 years since Pittsburgh has won a playoff game at home. The winner here will meet the winner of Miami, San Diego. They meet tomorrow. They will all go against each other in the AFC Championship game as O'Donnell on a 3rd down play went incomplete, so it brings up a 4th and 2. Pass intended for Eric Green.
It was going to Eric Green. Benny Thompson was on him. They ran Eric Green inside real quick and then tried to get him back to the outside. Actually, O'Donnell threw the ball too soon because Green would have been open.
So here is Gary Anderson, 2nd in the NFL in field goal efficiency, attempting from 39 yards away for the season 24 of 29. Line drives it. It is good. The Steelers 3 and the Browns nothing. 5:22 left in the 1st. Bill Cowher grew up a Steeler fan in suburban Pittsburgh, a one-time Cleveland Browns linebacker, one-time Browns assistant coach. Let's take a look at Bill in action, a backup linebacker and the special teams player for the Browns. And right here, Bill seen tackling Steelers running back Rocky Bleier back in 1980. We talked about Cowher with Steeler linebacker Kevin Green.
He's so young, he relates to us so well. It's like he's in there playing with us. I mean, if he could still put the shoulder pads and helmet on, he'd do that. He'd be right beside us. I mean, he's carrying a sword right alongside with us.
Yes, you get the idea. He is on the field with shoulder pads. Eric Metcalf on the return, stopped by Yancey Thigpen. Pittsburgh has had the one problem area they've had this year is kickoff coverage, and they would have to be very satisfied with the job they did right there on Metcalf.
3:30 Eastern, the final piece of the divisional playoff race. Dan Marino is on a mission to lead the Dolphins back to the Super Bowl for the first time in a decade. But in his way stand Junior Seau, Stan Humphries, and the AFC West champion San Diego Chargers. The final stop before the AFC Championship, Sunday on NBC.
Welcome back to Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. The Browns back to the offense. First down at the 24. Ernest Biner again is driven back. And we are joined on the sidelines today by both Hannah Storm and Will McDonough. We'll hear from Will a bit later on. Right now, let's check in with Hannah.
Omar, the teams are at the west end zone now. The Browns are driving towards the east end zone, and that may have been a little strategy on the part of the Steelers to defend that end zone. It's about 7 degrees colder on this side of the field. It's also open. It's on the river. It's a lot windier, and we saw the problems that might have caused Derek Alexander on that last drive. Mark?
All right, Hannah, 2nd down and 10 at the 24-yard line. The Steelers with a 3-0 lead. Biner dancing his way, but again, the Steelers able to handle him. Levon Kirkland in his 3rd year out of Clemson, able to make the stop.
Kirkland, 99, is one of the inside linebackers. He's a left inside linebacker. Just watch the line play. Now here's the blocking. Kevin Green is the man that forces Biner back outside. He doesn't make the play. He gets blocked by 88 Kinchin, but he helped set it up for everyone else. There it is, Kirkland making the tackle. Vinny Testaverde 0 for 3. 1 was a throwaway and 2 were dropped.
The 2 drops by Derek Alexander, who has been replaced by Mark Carrier. It's a 3rd and 6. Testaverde could not find anyone and then just throws it away. Kevin Green in pursuit of Vinny Testaverde.
Well, Kevin Green is in pursuit. Kinchin, the tight end, number 88, was supposed to block him. Brian Kinchin. He lets Kevin Green through on to Testaverde. Testaverde has no place to go. Watch, 88. Here he comes out to block. Green just throws him away. Once he's by, Testaverde has no chance now.
Kevin Green with 14 sacks led the NFL. Tom Tupa back to punt. Here's Rod Woodson. Single coverage. And a short punt by Tupa, who averaged about 40 yards per punt. That is good for only 26.
Didn't Mike Ditka say if the punter didn't kick the ball well, he'd kill him? Well, Mike, you better come on down here and kill Tupa. I mean, you can't have special teams lose the game for you. Here it is, Tupa. See him looking up? He really did. He looked up and didn't concentrate on hitting the ball. And look at his toe. His toe's pointed up. It should be pointed straight out.
And Bobby April, the special teams coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, enjoyed that punt by Tom Tupa. First down at the 47. Pittsburgh starting out with excellent field position to the ground for Foster. And he's able to slice his way into Cleveland territory. Picked up 7. Antonio Langham, the rookie out of Alabama, making the stop. It'll be a second down and about 3 coming up. A reminder, next weekend, join NBC Sports for the LPGA Chrysler Plymouth Tournament of Champions. Defending champ Dottie Mockery leading an elite field from the LPGA Tour. That's next weekend here on NBC. 3:12 remaining in this first quarter. And the Steelers up 3-0. First down for Foster. Barry Foster goes straight up the middle, and some conversation. That's Yancey Thigpen involved, along with a couple of Cleveland Browns, Louis Riddick, Eric Turner. First down for Pittsburgh at the 41-yard line. Foster 6 carries for 36 yards.
You know, Mark, and they, you know, all that hype and all the stuff you hear about these teams, they genuinely don't like each other. I mean, they really don't.
Yes, that point was made in our conversation yesterday after talking with players from both teams. O'Donnell throwing deep. Oh, what a catch. Down at the 20-yard line made by Ernie Mills. 21-yard reception. Mills doing it in front of the right corner, Don Griffin.
And Mills is wide open. Look at this ball thrown up and over, and look at the time that Mills has to go get the ball. Once he makes the catch, he's going to pull it down now because he knows he's going to get hammered. He pulled that ball into his chest. Perfect catch and the perfect throw. But really, there's nobody there. Now here's where the football begins. Inside, when he gets inside the 30-yard line, everything gets shorter.
Ernie Mills emerging as a starter in the final month of the regular season, coming up with that leaping grab on a delay. Foster bringing to the marker. Pepper Johnson, Don Griffin on the tackle.
You know,
10 more.
John Jackson is on Stamps, and this is what. Hold on just a second. See this guy here, and out here is going to be Stamps. This guy out in the corner. Watch what Jackson does. He'll make, here he goes back, now watch, he sets up, he gets Stamps, now he'll turn him inside, just a little bit of holding, and that enables the running back to get out to the outside, Barry Foster. When you get that kind of a block from your tackle on the outside linebacker, this is where the Cleveland Browns are having a problem. If you notice that Foster is running wide because the linebackers are not getting to the outside.
They have called for a measurement. And apparently Foster was just short of a first down. It'll be second and about a half yard, just inside the 11. Head coach Bill Belichick of the Cleveland Browns in his 4th year with the Browns, struggled his first 3 years, and combined with the forcing out of Bernie Kosar, not a popular figure in Cleveland, but the success of this season has certainly made an impact. Foster has a first down. The tackle by Louis Riddick. Louis Riddick out of the University of Pittsburgh in his 3rd NFL season. And Barry Foster running so well here in the opening quarter. 8 carries, 51 yards. Combined with the precision passing of Neil O'Donnell, who's 6 of 7 for 62 yards.
Neil O'Donnell's doing very well, but if you notice when they want to pick up the very important yards, where do they go? Damati Dawson, number 63, the all-pro center right up the middle. He is some kind of blocker.
First and goal at the 5. That is Mills in motion. And here's Foster. So Foster hit by Riddick. Picked up 3 on the play. Langham and Riddick combined to make the stop as this first quarter is rolling to a close. That's the end of one. Here at Three Rivers, the Steelers 3 and the Browns nothing.
Right here, and this is Bill Johnson. Watch his leg buckle when he hits him. Then we're going to stop it. There goes the leg. It buckles. He's down. He turns him over to the left. Now look, hold it in here. Now he jumps in and takes on Pepper Johnson. Pepper, he turns him out. Here comes Barry Foster. That any good? What Earhart say to us about him? The only complaint he has about the guy is too nice.
Yes. That can be a very annoying quality also, can it?
He tries to get him mad. He'll have a perfect game. Very few people have a perfect game. He'll look at the film with Demonte Dawson and say, well, coach, how'd you do? He said, you were lousy. You were lousy. And he said, oh, thank you. I'll be better next time.
Unusual motivational tactics.
Yeah, I like it.
By Ron Earhart. Second and goal, down at the 3 as the second quarter gets underway. Foster picking his way, and he is stopped. A yard on the play for Foster. Pepper Johnson, who leads the Browns in total tackles, able to get the wraps on Foster.
All right, what Pepper does here, watch. They're going to pull. When they pull, he just comes in right behind the guard and makes the play. That's hustle. Saves the touchdown. But when the guard pulls, Pepper Johnson just fills the hole as a middle linebacker. Nice play.
Pepper Johnson signed as a free agent last season after he was cut by the Giants. Had spent 7 years with the Giants. 8th play of the drive is coming up. Foster has carried the last 4 plays. An official timeout with backup tight end Craig Keith hurt. 7th round draft pick last year. Guy who made the roster as a 4th tight end last season and has been getting the playing time this year. We'll be right back.
Welcome back high above Three Rivers Stadium. I'm here with a couple of nervous Cowher ladies. This is a Kay Cowher, and this is Megan, who's already a TV star. You guys nervous?
Sort of.
Now, we understand that even though Bill's won a couple AFC Central titles, he cannot beat you one-on-one in basketball. You, the former NC State star, and of course, a star along with your twin sister Faye for the New York Stars.
Well, I've played. I'm a former player now, but he has a difficult time in our driveway.
Okay, let's send it back to Marv.
All right, Hannah, it's a 3rd and goal down at the 2-yard line for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who lead 3-0. O'Donnell, bullets, touchdown. The tight end, Eric Green, in front of Pepper Johnson.
There's just no way that you can put, I think your wife and daughter's happy, there's no way you can put a tight end alone on Eric Green. It's an impossible task. You've got to put somebody else helping him. If when you're down there that close and you know that Neil O'Donnell wants to go to him, you've got to double cover him.
And here is Anderson adding the extra point. Eric Green is a guy who has seen his production fall off this season. A lot of questions about Eric Green, in particular since he will be a free agent following the year.
Well, you know, you look at it. There's Mrs. Cowher, yeah.
Yes, Kay Cowher certainly enjoying the moment. Dark for the Cleveland Browns. The Pittsburgh Steelers with a 10-0 lead. Less than a minute into the second quarter. And Randy Baldwin and Eric Metcalf are back for the kickoff from Gary Anderson. Randy Baldwin, in his 4th year out of Mississippi, led the AFC in kickoff return. It is taken, however, by Metcalf. Trying to put a move on, but it did not work out at the 24-yard line. He was down, so they will wave Myron Bell back. Gary Jones making the stop on Metcalf.
On this touchdown, if you look at Neil O'Donnell's eyes, he'll tell you exactly where he's throwing the football. Watch his eyes. He's looking at Eric Green the entire way. Comes back, he sees Green. But where do you see the catch Green makes? This is outstanding. leans out. There's no chance for Pepper Johnson to make a play on this ball because watch where it's thrown. To the inside, away from Pepper, and he makes the catch. Perfect.
Browns start out at the 25. Vinny Testaverde coming off his best performances of the season, the last 2 games, off to an 0 for 4 start. Goes to the ground again. Ernest Biner bringing out to the 32-yard line, met by the strong safety Carnell Lake. And in all fairness to Testaverde, though, he had 2 drops by the rookie Derek Alexander, and that changed the complexion of the first quarter.
It also put Derek Alexander on the bench.
Testaverde 0 for 4 at the start. Neil O'Donnell has been sharp, 7 of 8. Second down and 3 at the 32. Remember, in Testaverde's 2 games against Cleveland, intercepted 6 times in all. He's had his difficulties. Back to Biner, trying to make the cut and run out of bounds at the marker. Deion Figures, the right corner, forced him out. But it is a first down for the Browns. Only their second of the game.
Biner, with his experience, Marvin, he just gets himself to the outside. There's no place to go inside. Look at here. It's all blocked up. So he goes back to the outside. Kirkland 99 can't make the play. And look at Biner. He is looking for the yard marker. He knows exactly where he has to go, and that's where he gets to.
Michael Jackson at the top of your screen to the right. Testaverde going the other way for Carrier. And Figures on the coverage. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line. A pickup of 4. Mark Carrier, a favorite target of Vinny Testaverde, going back to their days as members of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And they also are throwing to Figures side. They haven't even tested Rod Woodson's side yet. Now Leroy Horde in the ball game.
Earlier we saw Craig Keith, backup tight end for Pittsburgh, helped off the field. The report sprained ankle, and they are x-raying it. Here's Testaverde off the punt, able to complete to Horde, and it was ruled incomplete. Followed by some pushing and shoving between Levon Kirkland and Leroy Horde. That's the 3rd drop of the game for the Browns.
Trying to run with the ball before you get it. Leroy Horde. Watch it. Testaverde steps up in, sees Horde, throws it to him, and Horde takes his eyes off the ball. It's no different in any sport. You've got to keep your eye on the ball. If you play golf, you got to look at the ball. Play football, look at the ball. That's what you're playing with.
A little golf tip here.
I got it in there. Going to play some golf next week.
It's a 3rd down and 6 at the 40. Kinchin in motion. And Testaverde again has a receiver drop the ball. It was slightly behind Biner, but he could have had it.
And a little hard. I mean, these are touch passes across the middle. But this ball hits Biner in the hands. I mean, you've got to catch these. These guys have had so many opportunities. Vinny Testaverde is doing the right thing. They're trying to run without the football.
Testaverde, 1 of 8, 4 yards, 4 drops. And Tom Tupu had the 26-yard punt in the first quarter. Will punt again. Line drive. Woodson let it bounce. And it is down around the 25. It's only a 35-yard punt. 12-13 remaining, second quarter.
Is brought to you by Lexus, maker of the faster and roomier 1995 LS400. By McDonald's, what you want is what you get at McDonald's today. And by Microsoft, the leader in software. Where do you want to go today?
We welcome you back to Pittsburgh. Some suggestions from All-Pro linebacker Kevin Green for head coach Bill Cowher. 3 minutes in, second quarter, the Steelers 10 and the Browns nothing. Pittsburgh starting out from its 26-yard line. Foster able to break a tackle, reaching out to the 35. Louis Riddick made the stop, and that's a 9-yard advance for Barry Foster, who has had a terrific first half.
Now they got Caldwell in, number 56. Hold it just a second here, guys. They bring him in for Stamps. Now look what he's doing. He's there on the outside, gets rid of John L, but doesn't make the tackle. You got him out there. You just have to make the tackle. John L held him up long enough. John L. Williams, number 22, held him up long enough so Foster can get to the outside.
Second down and 1. And the first down Picked up by Barry Foster, it appeared from this angle, and then it looked like his forward progress was stopped. Carl Banks among several Browns to push him back the other way.
Marv, in order for the Cleveland Browns to get back into this ball game, and I mean to get back in the ball game, they've got to do something defensively. They cannot let the Pittsburgh Steelers drive this ball down and score another touchdown. If they do that, they are in deep trouble.
It is a first down for the Steelers.
You know how many antacid tablets he's going to take before this one's over with.
Gotta back up. Foster breaking free. Run out by Pepper Johnson, and 28 more yards to the total of Barry Foster. He now has run for 95 on 13 carries.
Guys, I'll tell you, the offensive tackle, seriously, on this play is just incredible. Hold on one second. Let this guy, number 72, seriously, watch what he does. Watch this. You see the kick out here? See the kick out? That's Colwell again. The kick out, the block inside. I mean, that's outstanding. That is a great hole.
The Steelers first down at the Browns 34-yard line. Bam Morris. So they go from Foster to Morris, and Morris continues to run well. Riddick made the stop. Not a happy first half for the Browns defensive coordinator Nick Saban, man who's headed to Michigan State as head coach. Coached with Bill Belichick's dad Steve at the Naval Academy back in the early 80s, handling the defensive backs. And Nick headed to the college ranks, as is quarterbacks coach Rod Downhauer, who's headed to Vanderbilt as head coach. And certainly tells the story. Second down and 4 after that 6-yard pickup by Morris. And it's Morris again, and he stopped at the line. Rob Burnett, the left defensive end, making the tackle.
Now, if you don't throw the ball, you got 3rd and 1. If you're not going to throw the ball, then you just take the ball and you run up over Demonte Dawson and Love. Look at he's saying that much. Give me a running play. I got the backs. Give me a running play.
Bill Cowher has such great intensity, so focused. Paul, one afternoon this year, he was seated next to a woman at a civic luncheon. He asked politely, "What is it you do?" The woman said, "I am the mayor of Pittsburgh." John L. Williams for the touchdown. A 26-yarder. And Pittsburgh has pulled away to a 16-0 lead.
James Jones shoots the gap and runs right by John L. Williams, and a hole is created. We will see it later on, but it's number 96, James Jones, that opens up the hole.
John L. Williams signed as a free agent from Seattle after spending 8 years with the Seahawks. Anderson adds the extra point. First 3 drives for the Steelers, they have run for 133 yards. They are eating up the Browns on the ground. 9:03 to go, first half.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
A very festive scene here at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. Marv Albert with Paul McGuire. We're joined on the sidelines by Hannah Storm and Will McDonough. And the Steelers have jumped off to a 17-0 lead on the Browns. The winner will meet the winner of tomorrow's Miami and San Diego game for the AFC Championship. The return by Baldwin. Baldwin broke a tackle. Is able to bring out to the 44-yard line.
All right, Mark, remember when I said James Jones got into the hole and opened it up? Watch what he does here. He's down on his knees. He ducks his head. He goes through the hole. Hold it. Here's the ball carrier, John L. Williams. Here's James Jones. He's looking for Bam Morris over here. John L. Williams goes by. Now, there's missed tackles along the way. That's not all his fault, but it was his fault at the hole. He went through the hole, and just once he puts his head up, the runner's by it. Here he comes. Watch in the hole. He's down on the ground. Stop it there. Boom. John L. Williams is already gone.
6 plays, 74 yards within 2 minutes and 50 seconds. All 6 plays on the ground. Good kick returned by Baldwin for 37. Good field position for the Browns. Testaverde with a touch pass and able to complete to the tight end, Brian Kitchen. Covered by the right corner, Dion Figures.
That time Testaverde looked downfield, but now look at Carl Banks, and there he is. He's yelling at everybody. I mean, Carl Banks is upset, physically upset. He said, we are not doing anything. We're not tackling anybody. We're in the wrong defenses. We're not doing anything right, and they haven't done anything right. I expected the best defensive game we've seen all year. We are seeing that by Pittsburgh, but we are not seeing anything near it by Cleveland.
2nd down and 5 at midfield. Back to the ground from Leroy Horde. He is covered short of the first down. The combination of the left defensive end, Brenston Buckner, and nose tackle Joel Steed combining to make the tackle.
I don't think there's any question. The way Leroy Horde runs, give him the ball again. You've got about a half a yard. Leroy Horde will do whatever he can to get that half a yard. They've got to do. I mean, this is the offensive coordinator. He is upset. They have not done anything. 3 and out.
3rd and 1, Horde to the outside, and he has a first down. Leroy Horde last week against the Patriots had a solid game, 66 yards and a touchdown. The one question mark with Leroy Horde always in the background, the fumble problems. And this year, Paul, he has fumbled 8 times and lost 5 of those 8 fumbles.
Well, on this play right here, he held onto the ball very well, and he went outside. He saw Figures there. He knew he couldn't go any further. Now, the only thing that's in his mind, I've got to get the first down. I need a half a yard. He turned it up. He did the right thing.
Browns first down at the Steeler 45. 7:15 remaining. First half. Fake on the end around. Testaverde looking to freeze the defense. Throwing for Terrier, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by the free safety, Darren Perry. Darren Perry, who had 7 interceptions in the regular season, 3 coming against Testaverde in their first meeting.
They're going to put the ball on the 1-yard line. Testaverde really has no business throwing this ball to Carrier. There is double coverage on Carrier, and Perry is just playing center field. All that faking in the backfield didn't do a thing to the safety, Perry, number 39. All he did was wait. He waited and watched Testaverde. The ball was thrown, double coverage on Carrier, and he makes the interception. But it was a terrific interception. I mean, he looked like a receiver instead of a defensive back. See the double coverage? Here it is. But look at this interception by Perry. See, the ball is at the 1. He's pulled into the end zone. That's where they're putting the ball, at the 1-yard line. But on the double coverage, if you'll stop here, stop. Here's Woodson. Here's Perry. Here's Carrier right in the middle of it. You got double coverage. You can't throw there. All of that faking in the backfield, my friend, does nothing. Didn't freeze the safety. He was there. And they marked the ball correctly. It should be at the 1.5-yard line or the 2-yard line.
And there's Darren Perry out of Chesapeake, Virginia, in his 3rd year from Penn State, picking off Vinny Testaverde. So the Steelers from the 2. 7 minutes remaining. First half, Pittsburgh up 17-0. Foster on the slant to the left with a short pickup. Barry Foster spent a couple of weeks on the sideline with cracked bones in his back, and then returned to face Cleveland 3 weeks ago. Ran for 106 yards. Had a very big game earlier in the year, bothered by an ankle problem. As we mentioned earlier, the subject of much trade speculation. It's been an injury-hit season. Some of those injuries have been questioned.
Don't coaches always question injuries? They don't. They never believe anybody's hurt.
No threshold of pain question. And a stumble by Foster back at the 1-yard line. Carl Banks covers him up.
Foster just tried to make a cut too soon. A quick cut. It's very slippery down here, and there's also part of the baseball infield. And watch what Foster does. As he plants that leg, he just slips out from underneath him. You got to be deliberate down here. Banks falls on top of him. But you really have to be deliberate. You can't be fancy. Run at the hole. If nothing's there, then you can skip outside. But don't try to make those hard cuts. This ground is frozen.
Third down and 11 back at the 1. And Foster finds some running room, brings to the 6-yard line. And that will bring on the punting unit.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the first punt, huh? They've been moving down the field. They've scored every time they had the ball.
And Mark Royals will make his first appearance. Averaged just under 40 yards per punt. Saw that stat inside the 20. 35 punts to lead the NFL inside the 20-yard line. They like to keep it away from Metcalf. And they do. Carrier on the return. And a good one. Carrier to the 31-yard line. A 43-yard punt and a 19-yard return.
They told us Metcalf doesn't block. Yes, he does block. He saw Carrier waiting for the ball. He knew that he was going to get nailed. And Metcalf steps over, and you talk about sacrificing your body. Eric Metcalf, nice block. Here it comes. Watch Metcalf come over. He sees the defender down. Bam! Just take a shot. Willie Williams goes down, number 27. And Metcalf, credit him with this run. You'll see Willie Williams, watch him disappear. Here goes Metcalf. Whang! Nice shot.
So the Browns from the Pittsburgh 30-yard line. Swing pass for Horn. And runs it out of bounds at the 26, run out by Chad Brown. Just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. A reminder, tomorrow, join NBC Sports as the AFC divisional playoffs continue starting 3:30 p.m. Eastern time with NFL Live. Miami at San Diego. The winner will either play at Pittsburgh if the Steelers hold on and win here today next week in the AFC Championship game, or will host the Browns if the Browns should come back and win today. Testaverde off the punt, able to complete, and has a first down. Michael Jackson with his first catch of the day. Michael Jackson had a standout game last week against the Patriots. 7 receptions, 122 yards.
Michael Jackson says they won't allow me to score in the left-hand corner of the end zone, but he said I'm going to get there. Michael Jackson, total concentration on the ball. He did sit out a game.
Yes,
he missed the meeting, and he was disciplined, and he realized why.
At the prior game against Seattle, this is Ernest Biner. Short pickup. Buckner and Green make the stop, and again some chatter following the tackle. It's Kevin Green, 91, involved, along with Brian Kinchin, the Browns tight end. Back to the subject of Michael Jackson. He was benched for most of the Seattle game the previous week prior to the playoff against New England, late for a team meeting. And it certainly, according to Bill Belichick, got the attention of Michael Jackson.
Yeah, when you say you're not playing, got your attention.
Second down and 9. Out at the Steeler 13. Just under 4 minutes to go. First half. Biner. Ernest Biner with his 8th carry. He has run for 39 yards.
Right, we're seeing Derek Alexander in the game for the first time since he dropped the 2 passes in a row early in the first quarter. He is back in the game. He was on that last play, but only in a blocking assignment.
Derek Alexander, first-round pick. Browns' second selection on the first round, and he's had an outstanding season. Third down and 5. Out at the 9. Crowd urging on the Steeler defense. Vinny Testaverde calls for a timeout.
Well, the reason that they wanted a timeout, now I'll tell you why. Kitchen was supposed to be up on the line. He didn't get up on the line. All the guys were waving at Kitchen to get up on the line because if he didn't, he had Orlando Brown exposed. He would have been an illegal receiver, and he didn't have enough guys up on the line. And all the receivers were waving at Kitchen, get up on the line of scrimmage. And he was in a slot position. You see him shaking his head. Look at out here. This guy right here is Kitchen. Now watch where he sits. He's there. Now watch this guy, and this guy. They're all going to tell him, move up. So they're waving at him. They have Brown exposed right here. Get up. They're waving. Jackson's waving. Now they'll wave. Now Alexander waved. Get up. And Kitchen said, who, me? You talking to me?
With the timeout, 3:09 remaining in the first half. Cleveland with 2 timeouts left. Pittsburgh 2 remaining. When we resume, a 3rd down and 5 for the Browns down at the Steeler 9-yard line.